How's it going, guys? My name's Adam, and I'm going to see if I can entertain you for a couple minutes here. By the way, you all look really good in your underwear. Posing for the room. Think about it. One thing I've noticed is a lot of med students, especially like the upperclassmen, are married. So are any of you ready for a divorce yet? I'm just kidding. Personally, I still enjoy getting laid, so I'm not quite ready for marriage yet. But what I did used to do is, back when I was a little kid, there was a girl named Vanessa, and I don't know if anybody else used to do this, like have a marriage pact, where you like agree down the line, oh, if we're not married when we're 30, we'll both marry each other. And so what I've been doing, Vanessa grew up and now she's like really hot. And so what I've been doing is sabotaging her relationships. And it actually gets really expensive. Because I've been like bribing girls to like throw themselves at her boyfriends, and then he ends up cheating on her, and she conveniently finds out about it. So I've been doing this for about 5 years now. Across like 4 different girls. And guys. And I caught up with Vanessa last week. I'm like, oh, how's everything going? How's life? How's your boyfriend? And she's like, actually horrible. Like, Tom cheated on me again. And that's the third guy that's done that. She's like, I decided I'm actually done with guys. I'm a lesbian now. Talk about irony. The end of that funny backfire. This is like a separate joke. It's like a bad transition, I know. So guys, you ever like, and married guys, maybe you can remember a time like back when you used to hook up with girls, where you like go out and then you wake up the next morning and you shower and you're like scrubbing your junk, and there's a region like between your balls and your butt, the gooch, if you will. I would call it the scrap, the scrotum trap, because like you're scrubbing your stuff and like you reach down and you realize you pull out like a foot-long hair, and you're like, what? Like, I don't remember putting that down there. And like last week, I went out and like got really drunk, and I woke up the next morning and took a shower, and I pulled out like not a foot long, but a long, like bright purple hair. And I'm like, what the hell? Did I hook up with a Teletubby last night? Like, which one is that? Tinky Winky, right? I'm pretty sure he's gay. Does that mean I'm gay? I can't be gay, can I? Nice joke. So another thing I used to do as a kid is I used to like sit around and wish for superpowers. Did anybody else used to do this? Like, I just wished I had superpowers and would just take me away from my normal life and I could live a life of fighting crime. And eventually I realized I actually do have superpowers. At least I consider it a superpower. And what it is I can take really quick poops. And I'm trying to think of a time when this could possibly come in handy. So maybe if like a girl's screaming like, somebody stop that guy, he stole my bike. And the guy just happens to be like riding right by on the street. So I like drop trowel real quick, and take a poop, like launch it, a missile and hit him in the head. You knock him over and recover the bike and ruin that guy's day, because let's face it, if you get hit in the head with a piece of poop, you're not having a normal day. So another thing is, like, all good superheroes need a good superhero name. And you guys can tell me what you think of this one. Scatman? It's like Batman. I have a utility belt and everything, but it's not like a utility belt with a grappling hook that shoots out. Instead, it's a utility belt, and I keep like all these different poops in my pouches, and based on the Bristol stool chart, they all have different like uses. So like the type 3, like the firm, lumpy, sausage-like poops. A lot of people don't realize, but turds have a lot of wind resistance, so you really need to spiral the turd if you want to like use it like a missile, and those like the lumps and bumps on the type 3s are perfect for that. And I remember way back in the day I was battling a bunch of zombie sharks with Aquaman, and those type 4 smooth ground snakes, those things are like torpedoes, man. I'll tell you, those sharks had no idea what was coming. And then the type 5, type 6, so let's say Scatman wants to go exploring like a heavily wooded forest or something. that's when the type 5, type 6, like fluffy rabbit turds come in handy. I just like sprinkle them as I'm going, and then if I get lost, I just follow them right down every time. Let's see. Oh, but my utility belt is like a hybrid utility belt between Batman's and the Asian kid from the Goonies. So, you guys remember that? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
So what I do is, if I ever run out of turds, I just like keep a separate compartment filled with Chinese food, and I just eat that, and then it replenishes my store right away. It's like, what am I going to do? I'm in a battle. I'm like, wait, I'm out of ammo. Quick, eat the poo-poo plata. Eat that up. I'm all set to go. Fight another battle. And I'm thinking about maybe adding a sidekick, like a Reese's monkey. I'll just put him on my shoulder. He can throw poop with me. Reese's, throw your pieces. Like poop. And that's that joke. Another thing I've noticed about med school is like right away it turns you into a hypochondriac. So it's like, oh, I have a stiff neck, it must be meningitis. Oh wait, I'm tired, I must have Hashimoto's thyroiditis or something. But other things I'm like really in denial about. So I started getting these like red blisters all over my pubic region, and I'm like, it's just razor burn. I never shave my pubes. It's like, herpes. What are you talking about herpes? Just set the record straight. I don't have herpes. It's in remission. So, speaking of herpes, I remember back in A&D we were having like a discussion on how it like replicates and how condoms don't protect against it. And apparently there's nothing to really do about that. So I found out a way to make my first million. I'm going to patent it. It's like a piece of saran wrap with a hole in it. And I'm going to call it the herpes deflector. So, Alright. So one thing that really bothers me is the phrase morbidly obese. Because it comes with like the French origins. It means like deathly obese. And I'm thinking of way back in the day, like I went out, got really drunk with my friends, and the next morning they were heckling me, and they're like, oh man, you hooked up with the fattest girl last night? I'm like, well, at least I didn't die. I'm trying to think of who could have came up with the phrase morbidly obese. Maybe like two guys just hanging out on the corner, and one of them says to the other, man, you see how fat that bitch was? He's like, no, how fat was she? He's like, she's so fat, it's like, yeah. It's like, what does that even mean? It's like, she's so fat, it's like, Godzilla, run, we all gonna die. And another phrase that bothers me is old-fashioned, because you always hear people use old-fashioned like a way that doesn't even make sense. You see a guy be like, call me old-fashioned, but I like my car's pure American muscle. It's like, that doesn't really mean old-fashioned. I feel like new age people use that just as much. It's like, you never hear somebody say, call me old-fashioned, but slavery should still be legal. It's like, that's old-fashioned. That's racist. Anyway, that's all I have. Thanks, guys, for coming out.